Hello everyone, this is Enderful. I am here to walk you through registering for Gatherling.com as well as registering for an event on Gatherling.com. Gatherling.com is a tournament hosting site for player-run events, PREs in other words, for Magic Online tournaments. It's a great tool for tournament organizers to help gather all of the related information of a tournament that can sometimes be a struggle and time consuming, such as the deck registration process and as well as the deck checking to make sure that each deck is in fact a legal deck, as well as reporting each round's results and providing that information all to the players. So Gatherling uses the Wizards Event Reporter algorithm to make pairings for each round, and it is just basically a very convenient tool for players and tournament organizers alike in order to get all the information that they need for their player-run event. Assuming that you have never registered for Gatherling.com before, this is the home page in front of you. To register, you would click on the login button here, which brings you up to the page where it asks you for your username and password. But for these purposes, since we have not registered before, or assuming you have not, you would click this button here to register an account. Now, it's very important that for Gatherling, you use your MTGO username and not the same username that you use on the Mana Drain or maybe other internet websites for Magic content. This is because when you are paired up against a player, it is important to know what their MTGO username is and not their general username on the Mana Drain forums or elsewhere. This way, when you set up a match online in the tournament room, you are you know the person that you are actually going to play against, as opposed to trying to figure out who might be the actual person on MTGO for the username that was selected. So nonetheless, it's very important, it's critically important that you use your MTGO username and not any other name. It's also important that you remember your password for this website. One of the downsides to Gatherling is they do not have a convenient forget password feature. The only way you can get your password reset is to email one of the Gatherling admins, and this is critically important for an event the day of. They may not be able to respond fast enough to reset your password if you do forget it. So it's very important that you remember this password, write it down, put it somewhere convenient so that if you don't remember it in the future, you have a place to access it without having to contact one of the admins. There's no real important information that's being stored on Gatherling.com, so you can use a pretty generic, easy to remember password. Just the bottom line is try to remember it. Once you've done that, you will get an email which you have to then confirm. Once you have completed that process, this is the page that you'd use to log into Gatherling. So let's assume that we have already done that and go ahead and log in right now. Once you log into Gatherling.com, it takes you to your player CP page, which is somewhat interestingly described. Player CP, CP actually stands for control panel. So it's your player control panel. It is where you find all of the information about the tournaments that you are in and the tournaments that you might want to consider registering for. Within this page, you will see all of your recent decks that you have completed tournaments. You will see a list of the events that you are eligible to pre-register for, as well as the active events and recent matches that you may have completed. At the very bottom here, you would, as the section where it has all of the active matches. We'll get to this in a little bit. For the time being, we're going to focus on registering for an event. You will not see the Mana Drain event listed here because we have not created it, but assuming that it was created, this is the place that you would find it, and you would click on the register button. Now, I already registered for an event here, the Modern Times, in before this video had started, but assuming that was the event that we wanted to register for, you would click the register button and it would basically take you to a screen that you would see right here. This could also be found if you've already registered for the event and want to modify the deck. Up here is where you would do the same thing. So this will take you to the exact same screen, and this screen has three sections here: main deck, sideboard, and comments. This is the section here, name, where you enter in the name of your deck. This is a modern tournament, so I'm going to use a modern deck as an example, but this is a KikiPod deck list that I'm going to export from MTGO. KikiPod, for those that might be familiar, is a combo control deck, and this is the place where you would register the main deck. Now, if you have a deck list that is already on MTGO and you want to export it, this is the process that you would do. You would queue up the deck list within your collection tab on Magic Online. You would right click on the deck name, select export. This will bring up a screen where you can enter in the name of the deck. First things first, you want to change it to a plain text format. This will allow you to be able to copy and paste your deck list into gatherling.com, and also you would like to remember where it is that you save this name. I'm going to save it to the desktop. Once you have queued up the text file, you can copy and paste from this file directly into Gatherling to create your deck. The main deck is the group of cards listed before the first space, so what we'll do is we'll copy and paste it here. The sideboard is everything below that first space, and you would enter it in here. Once you are done there, you can just click create a deck and you will be fully registered, assuming all of the cards are legal and the deck itself is legal. This comment section is not important except for your own use. Say you are practicing using one specific card in your sideboard, say maybe Fiery Justice. You might want to mention that you were playing one Fiery Justice in place of who knows, Lightning Bolt. Anyway, so that's what you would use. I guess if I spelled that right. Anyway, so that's just mostly a section for yourself. You can leave it blank by all means, but if you want to use that to make comments on your deck, by all means, feel free to do so. So we'll click Create Deck here. This will then bring up a confirmation screen telling us whether the deck had registered properly because it was legal, or if it was not. If it was not, there would be a bunch of red text here saying X card is illegal, you have X, too many of one card, or what have you. But since the deck worked perfectly fine, this is the screen that you will see once your deck is fully registered. You can also edit the deck if later on you want to decide to change the deck prior to the start of the tournament by using the Edit Deck button, and you'll find the exact same screen as you saw before, and you can modify it and update the deck as appropriate. So for now, we will go back to the player CP page. You will not see the active matches yet because the tournament has not started, but this is where you would find out your pairings each and every round. You will see that you can view your opponent, and there will be a button over here in this area where it will say report results. Clicking on that will bring a option for you to select that you won the match 2-0, won the match 2-1, lost the match 1-2, lost the match 0-2, and also whether you would like to drop from the tournament. That's a checkbox. Selecting that will give you another screen to confirm that you want to enter in the results that you selected in the screen before. Clicking that again will submit your results. When the next round advances, you can go back to your player CP page, refresh it, go back to the bottom and see what your next match is. So those are the basics of working in Gatherling. If you have any questions, please post them below, and we will be try to answer them for you as soon as we can. Thank you for watching.